Hi, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm gonna give you 5 tips on how to read more. So a lot of people struggle, I believe, with amount of books they read, with actually volume they read, and now I think here are 5 great tips on how to read more, how to actually find time to read more. Those are things that I tried to apply in my own life, in my reading schedule to say, and these helped me to read a little bit more, and over time it added up to a lot more. So now I have feeling I'm reading a lot more, so I hope these are gonna help you as well. Okay, let's start right away. So first tip is to wake up earlier and read right away. So maybe wake up earlier is here optional. So if you have like strict schedule, you have to go to work at 8 a.m. or something like that, then maybe you would have to wake up earlier. But if you don't have a strict schedule like that, then read right away when you wake up. So I have like little table next to my bed, and when I wake up, like after my morning quick hygiene routine, I do reading first thing in the morning, and that's how I have time to read more, because I do reading first time in the morning, and then I have like a lot more actually time to read because I do it right away. So if you have like a strict schedule, as I said, you can wake up earlier, like 20 minutes earlier is enough, and then you can read in that additional time you have when you woke up earlier. Or if you just don't have to wake up earlier, when you wake up, read right away, and that's how you're gonna get that initial momentum for reading throughout the day. Second tip is to read multiple times in a day. So often that's something I struggled with as well, and that's I was thinking like, oh, I have to have at least half an hour or an hour free time to read, because when I get into the flow I'll have to read a lot, like for a long time. But that actually is not true always, because sometimes I find myself that I read for only 10-15 minutes, and I have read a lot, like I have read maybe 15-20 pages, and it's actually enough for that one session. And then what I found out is that, for example, if I read first time in the morning right after I wake up, and I read maybe after lunch, and then I read 2 more times throughout the day, I have 4 or 5 reading sessions in that day of 10 or 15 minutes, and that actually doesn't feel like a lot, but actually you have been reading for almost an hour in that day, and you have maybe read a lot of pages, and you are feeling that you have read a lot, because every time you take a book, each session, you have feeling that, oh, now I'm reading, and now you have feeling that you're reading like enough. And then the more sessions you have, the more you're gonna like read actually, and the better feeling you're gonna have. So for me, what works the best is to read in 15 minutes sessions. So when I wake up, if I have more time, I will read as much as I can, maybe sometimes even half an hour, or if not 10-15 minutes, like basic session. And then throughout the day I'll try to read at least 2 or 3 times in that 10-15 minute session, and that's how I'm gonna get and have feeling that I'm actually reading a lot, and I'm really reading a lot more. So that's one thing that really helped me a lot. This is the thing that helped me the most with improving my capacity of reading. So just read more times a day, like for 10-15 minutes, and try that out. I'm sure it's gonna help you. Third tip is to read what you love. So this reminds me of the quote that the person who loves walking will love more than the person who loves the destination. Because if you enjoy the journey, you're gonna go further than the person who just wants to achieve a certain goal or something like that. So when you read what you love, you're gonna actually read more, because that's something you're interested in, and that's something you love to hear about, love to know more, and then you're gonna actually naturally have motivation to read more about that. So in order to just increase the amount you're reading, try picking up books that you find interesting. So Of course, if you have certain criteria or you have to read some books, read them, but in order to increase the amount you're reading, try reading more books you love, the more books you enjoy, and I'm sure that's how you're gonna read some more books. Like if you love more novels, try reading more novels. Don't force yourself to read non-fiction or something like that. Just do and read more of what you love. Fourth tip is one really as well huge tip, and that's to read before you go to sleep. So that can as well combine with the second tip, that you read multiple times in a day, and reading before going to sleep can as well be included in one of those sessions. But I've put it like this as a separate tip because I do it separately. I started doing it before reading multiple times in a day. So before, like when you get ready for bed to get ready to go to sleep, then before like you actually turn off the light, take a book and read for 10-15 minutes and then go to sleep. But here are two things that you'll see improvement in after doing this thing, because after reading before going to sleep, you're gonna go to bed a little bit more calmer, and you're gonna fall asleep a little bit easier, and it's gonna be like natural to fall asleep because you calmed down as you were reading. So you're gonna feel like you're gonna fall asleep a little bit easier, and you're gonna read a little bit more because you were reading for that. You had another session of reading. So that's like huge thing. You don't have to read for half an hour before going to sleep or read the whole night. Just 10-15 minutes before going to sleep to calm down, and you have another session of reading, and you got some more time to read, and you actually increased the amount of reading. So that's one like huge tip for me, even though to be honest, I don't prefer really reading a lot before going to sleep. I just read for like 5 to 10 minutes to calm down a little bit, but I more prefer reading earlier in the day, when I just right after I wake up. So that's just my personal preference. You can write down what do you prefer more, reading in the morning or before going to sleep. Write that down in the comments, and yeah, just try it out and see if it works well for you. And the last tip I have for you is to listen to audiobooks. Of course, audiobooks are not like really physical books. It's different kind of reading, different like senses are involved, but those are still books. And in order to increase the amount of books you're reading, you can try listening to audiobooks. For example, what I love to do is, while I'm driving in a car, wherever I'm going, I turn on an audiobook, and then I listen to an audiobook while I'm driving. Or you can do that while you're, I don't know, doing laundry or cooking or something like that. Whenever you have time, like when you're doing some light jobs, light chores, you can turn on an audiobook and actually gain some information while doing some of those things. But in the next video, I'm gonna go over reasons and facts which is the best way to read. You're gonna be able to click on this video here on the end screen, and the link will be in the description when I publish that video. So subscribe to be notified when I publish that video, and I hope those tips helped you to read more in your everyday life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.